Welcome to the Dumb4Real podcast. I'm here with Ernest, Noot, and Brad Taicho. Wow. I can't believe we've snuck you on this. How do you feel today?
I'm feeling great, Connor. How are you?
I'm doing alright. Yeah, just fine.
It's a long time coming. Connor's been pretty keen to have you for ages.
Yes.
Am I?
It's really funny. Captain Kool-Aid is like a huge fan of the podcast
Oh.
and listens to Brooke.
Oh.
And anytime any of us get mentioned, he's all about it in general.
Really?
And so like, I've heard of the few times that you have been talking about me and shit like that. So
It's weird
Well,
because it's like open talking, but not everyone's listening, but they can listen. So it's
but
like
they have the option, yeah.
yeah. So it's like
You never know who's going to be tuning in to like hear what you have to say and stuff.
Exactly.
yeah, the receipts are all there. It's just a matter of whether you're there to see them, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
SA's got near on it, so
Well, this is a jackpot for the SA Discord chat, I guess.
perhaps.
They'll all be tuning in. I hope, you know, when the YouTube video comes out, that number just goes very high real quickly.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
what is it at the moment? Like the Knights of something, like in the essay
The what?
board. Like
Oh, gosh. Knights of the Round Table. I think it's a Monty Python reference or something.
really?
Knights of the Round. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just
Wait, from which one?
Not just the
Holy Grail. I think.
the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
No, sure. I would. How do I not know a Holy Grail reference? This is so sad, actually.
Well, it's Arthurian legend, you idiot.
Whoa, hey man.
I'm so confused. All right. Let's get to business. Taicho, introduce yourself to everyone. For those of you who don't know, what are you about? Who are you?
Hi. I am Brad Taicho. I am the head TO, PR player, the stream runner. I do just about everything to do with SA Smash. A PR panel. I do the lot.
Yep.
Outside of that, I'm a high school teacher, which sucks.
Which school?
For the kids.
What?
What?
I'm just a sub. I go around to a bunch of different schools doing substitute teaching,
Okay.
doing whatever subjects they give me. So some weeks I'm teaching year 8 Spanish, other weeks I'm doing year 12 physics. It's whatever.
Did you used to specialize in anything, or
I do specialize in maths and physics, yeah.
damn?
So it's nice when I actually get to teach my subjects, but that's very rarely the case.
Yeah.
Damn.
Substitute teaching sounds interesting because it's like you still get to teach, but do you have to do a lot of like the admin stuff while you go around, or is it more like
Almost none.
none? Okay, so it's like the best part of teaching, right? Like
Because
It's the
they're
best
not your-
part of- it's the
they're
best
not your
part of
kids.
teaching. Except
Yeah.
I don't know the kids and they don't like they don't have any respect for the sub. You
Yeah.
guys know what it's like when you were
Yeah.
in school.
I never
Nobody
respect, yeah.
respects the
No
sub.
respect.
They're
That
just giving
depends.
the most
No.
shit. So
Some of the subs, like, you know, they go in with like a pretty big impact, and then like from then on, right? It's just like, whoa, this guy's weird, but he's like pretty cool. You know, like they go in and it's like J.K. Simmons and Whiplash, and we're like, what's going on?
yeah, I've tried that a few times. It doesn't really pan out all that well, but like some of the kids do warm up to me and actually, take it seriously and do the lesson that's intended. Others just like, oh, we get to fuck around. Hell yeah.
Yep.
so
So-
you cop like all the gags, like
Yeah,
people with
it's a real
different
grab
names,
bag.
and like
Yeah. Oh, they think I'm so dumb as well. Like the role has their picture next to their name, and they still try and pull that, and I'm like, you idiots! Like, look, I can see that is not true. Like,
yeah.
what are you trying to? It's so dumb.
What was the
Are
worst
there
one?
many?
Oh, you go.
No, you go.
What was the worst one you've been hit with? Like
Um,
anything like significant that scarred you? Like
Look, I haven't been scarred by anything. I think the most annoying one is when kids rock up who literally just aren't in the class and just try and play it
yeah.
off, and I'm like, oh, good. This is like now just a pain in the ass for other teachers now that they're like hanging out in my room. Like, after I was, hi, you're not supposed to be here. Where are you supposed to be? Here, sir. I'm like, okay, no. Let's try this again. Where are you supposed to be? Here. How many times do I have to ask
You just
you
can't
where are you
win.
supposed to be? And
yeah.
eventually they leave, and it's just like a whole fucking song and dance.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's silly. And it happens all the time.
Any similarities between the kids that you teach and the scene at UTO? Here are the good and bad kids.
Just it's just failure to follow simple instructions, really. The number of times I said, "Oh, you guys wait for your stream game. You'll be on in just a sec." And then like I turn around for 2 seconds and they've started playing on another setup. What? Like, I don't know what was unclear about what I said. How did this happen?
Yeah.
And or just like wondering where people are. Like they've just left for 10 minutes without saying shit, and I'm like, why is this game not playing? Like, a lot of similar issues. Just poor instruction following.
Seems like the senior role doesn't leave you. Hey, would you say there are like other teachers around the scene that help you out, or are you the only TO?
I'm the only one in the TO group who's a teacher, but funnily enough, the only other Greninja player in SA is also a teacher.
Damn.
So there's a weird coincidence there.
I meant teacher more metaphorically, like a TO, like in this.
Sorry, right. No, but in literal terms, yes, there is another.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. More than one tier, I would hope. Or well, before I leave the teaching, like, why did you become a teacher? Like, was there did you have that striking moment in high school where you're like, yeah, this is it?
Sort of. But not, I was always pretty good at maths growing up, and we had a really hard maths teacher that I had every single year for like years 9 all the way through 12.
That's fuck.
Who would just like, he was one of those guys who just didn't actually want to be there. He was like near the end of retirement, so he'd just like put worked examples on the board and just say like, fucking figure it out and go ahead, and he sat at his desk or whatever. And I was pretty good at recognizing patterns, so I was pretty quick to figure it out most of the time, and then I would explain it to my friends.
You were the chosen one for your friends.
Yeah, pretty much. And like even up until like halfway through year 12, we're filling out our like uni applications, and I'm like, I don't actually know what the fuck I'm doing. And one of them pointed out like, Brad, you've been teaching us math like all year already. What do you mean you don't know what you're doing? I'm like, yeah, okay, good point. You're right. Like it wasn't even necessarily my decision. They just pointed out that I was already doing that. So I'm like, okay, I guess I can follow along with that. Makes enough sense to me. So
that's some backstory.
That was sort of it.
Wow, it all makes sense now. And was being a teacher like a simple lead on to becoming a TO eventually for, let's say, Smash, or was that a different kind of passion behind it?
That was actually just more so passion for the scene. I was just really excited about what was going on. Smash 4 days, we didn't even really have a TO like at all because we had 10 people. It didn't matter. We had like we had a venue that was on like a permanent booking, and we had a 10-person scene, so nobody had to organize anything. Like,
who were the 10 people?
Name all of SA Smash 4 right now.
That's an important class for you.
General PR. Yeah, that's it.
Let's see if I can get everyone. Rust, Ghost, me, John Bombo, Jacko, Stabby J, Spewis, Con, Andre, Atos.
Like, everyone's just good at the game.
Yeah, that's a pretty stacked. That's a pretty stacked class of 2016 or 2018.
We did okay at majors. That was just the whole scene. Oh yeah, King the Rosa player, 11-person scene.
King. Okay. Yeah, interesting.
Shout out to XXC 2015.
Yeah.
2015.
It's like you guys all graduated in the same class, you know? Like you all moved to Smash Ultimate and you're like the big kids now, and you get like some newcomers going in.
Yeah. No, like that was kind of it to begin with. We were just the people who knew how to play the game pretty much, and just sort of steamrolled everyone for like the first 6 months at least.
Right.
And it was a pretty simple lead on for all of those. Oh, Nikes, 12.
True.
Yeah.
Dashi was sort of intermittent, but he was sort of not really there. Maybe 13.
Yeah.
It's growing in my mind. But yeah, it wasn't for a good while before like any of the new people who joined because of Ultimate actually started to beat any of us really. It took a fair while.
Who was the first newcomer that really like rose up really quick and started taking names? If you can remember.
It's been a while, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking a while back, but that's actually not too hard. I think at the very beginning, we had someone who played Smash 4 in like 2015-16 who quit that game like really, really early, like halfway through 2016. And he came back and did extremely well.
Who is that?
23. Well, I'm 23, bro.
Oh,
Role
yeah.
player.
Someone was talking to me about that tag, and I was like, I vaguely remember that tag.
Yeah,
So
no. He he played for like very briefly in Smash 4, then came back again in 2019 for the first 6 months of Ult. He did extremely well and then got bored again and
Nice.
just stopped playing in 2019.
there's so many
We
people
haven't
like
heard
that.
from him in so long.
That's Tommy. That's literally Tommy
Oh
for
my
us.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly the same sort of
Yeah.
like 23 was like the highest placing SA player at Phantom that year. And
Oh.
like did really well. I think he got like 25th at BAM as well. Like he was really solid. But just got bored, dropped out. I think the first person to really surprise anyone from my memory was Vivi, who you might know from our like lower end of our PRs, the Bowser player.
Browser player.
She beat Ghost at a tournament in I want to say July 2019, and that was a
Okay.
really big surprise for everyone.
That's
'Cause
pretty early. So
it was quite early. Ghost didn't lose a lot of sets.
yeah.
Still doesn't, but definitely didn't back then. And to a newcomer especially, that really sort of shocked everyone.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably the big start. I think.
Okay.
Nice.
And then slowly, you know, Naura pops in, Heaven pops in,
Yeah,
or like
so
sprinkle a little bit of these players in.
yeah, Nara, Whissle,
Whistle, true.
Oscar, they all started doing well towards the end of 2019. And Vivi as well kept doing well. And eventually they infiltrated the PR. We had, 23, a couple other players sort of dropped out. Or got, a bit busy with life. Like, all the Smash 4 people are all old as hell. Like,
Salary people now. It's so
yeah. Well, I mean, I only started playing Smash 4 in my last year of uni. I was already
You're
like
already
a
on your way
salary-
out. Yeah.
I was already a salary man when Ultimate came out. All of us were.
That's crazy.
So yeah, we were all already old. Now we're really feeling it. Like, there's been a couple of 30th birthdays lately.
Oh my God.
among the Smash 4
Wow.
veterans, and it's like,
Some people have become dads.
yeah, Jacob became a
Yeah.
dad a couple years ago. So
Yeah, that's
So-
crazy.
That's so crazy. Well, like, how did you even get into the game in your last year of uni? Like, it feels like it should have been like so much earlier, right? Or just
Ideally.
Yeah, like, what was your history of Smash? Like, have you played the series your like from your life, or was Smash 4 like your first game?
I played Brawl like super duper casually. Like, I think that's the story for most people, right? They had a Wii as a kid and like played Brawl, like they did the
Yeah.
Subspace Emissary and whatever else. But like, I didn't play with friends or anything like that. None of my friends had
Yeah,
any
yeah.
interest really. So I played Brawl like super casually, but like when Smash 4 came out, I was like halfway through uni at that point and picked it up, loved it, played a lot of online as again where most people start, right? You're playing online. Watching the tournaments, I'm like, man, I would love to go to one of these, and I couldn't find anything about SA anywhere.
Yeah.
I for so long I didn't know what was happening.
no
until,
Smash
like,
boards or like or Smash.
I didn't know Smash existed. I couldn't
Damn.
find any Smash boards. Like, I had no idea. And eventually something popped up in like my recommended groups on Facebook.
Oh.
I found it. And yeah, and then it was saying, oh yeah, we've got events at Adelaide Uni, yada yada. And this is like end of 2015 by this point. I'm like, all right, I'll go give it a crack. I was playing Bowser Jr. at the time.
Bowser Jr. Yes.
Unlucky.
Dog shit, but like online he was a little bit better because the cart was fucking stupid and hard to punish. I went 2-2 and I was pretty happy with that.
That's pretty good for a first
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
With Bowser Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, with a fucking shitty character at my first tournament, I felt okay about 2-2. And then yeah, got more and more into it from
Do,
there.
do you remember who like the players you had to beat and lose to?
Yes.
Yeah, give us the story back.
Let's see. My very first bracket, I had Rathan in my very first set.
Never heard of her.
No, I haven't heard from him since either. He hasn't been to anything since then.
Okay.
And he played a different character into me every game. He played
Wow.
Oh,
Link, then Game & Watch, then Peach.
Wow.
that's a weird
It was
Smash
it was
4
like a close
lineup.
tier one, and I'm like, this is a bizarre lineup. Like it's
Yeah.
3 mid tiers, nothing of this, and it was a very weird set.
Okay.
I had to play a Luigi. My round 1 losers, I lost that set. So round 1 losers, I had to play Luigi. I beat them. I had to play then Taco.
Wow.
Oh,
A known name. He was in the scene back then.
we know
he was- Yeah. He was a Diddy Kong player, and I beat him.
Okay.
And then I lost the Ditto. There was a second Bowser Jr. to play
Damn.
at tournament, and I lost the Ditto. And
What was their name?
Landfill, I think they went by.
Yeah.
That is
Damn.
unfortunate. At your
was
first
my-
tournament, it's just like, oh,
Like,
damn.
I don't know how to play against this character. I've never seen him in my life. Like, who the hell was playing this?
Why would you
I
play
know-
June? It's like,
I was so unprepared to play the Ditto that I'd never seen. And it's such a weird one because like the Koopas just walk through each other and they're indiscernible from each other, and it was like the cart sometimes goes through each other, or
Yeah.
sometimes one cart beats the other, and it's impossible to know why. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
that sounds
the
fake.
effect is-
That sounds like an RNG matchup.
It actually feels RNG. Like none of it makes sense. Even now, if you play it, like the way the side B works with the armor just doesn't make any sense if you're both doing it. It's
Yeah.
very, very strange.
damn.
Did you get the run back on landfill, or was he like
They
MIA?
never rocked up to another.
That's
even.
so
Oh,
sad.
old mate doesn't know what he's in for.
We never saw him again.
That's the saddest thing when you like your first tournament, you like verse some people, and like it's really significant to you because it's your first ever one, and then you
Yeah.
never see them again, right? And that's like so sad when you think about it.
It's a bond, right? Like
Yeah, it's like,
And
oh, I'm still
broken
playing. This is
immediately.
my journey now, and you're the start of it, but you've like just
you know.
we don't know
That-
nowhere to be seen.
That actually influenced me because I lost my first one. I got eliminated by Palutena, and I was like, I hadn't played it yet. Like, so I was like, oh, this character seems pretty good. Like,
Damn.
I might try her out.
That sparked the interest.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
Um,
lore. That's cool.
But why Bowser Jr.?
I think it was just because I was playing on the 3DS, right? Like just really cool. We love the 3DS version.
Yeah.
And I was just trying all the newcomers as I unlocked them. I'd literally just go into combo like training mode and see what I could figure out when I unlocked them. And like Bowser Jr., it was one combo that I worked out, and I was like, that felt good. I like that combo. It was just the
What was
side
it?
B, it was side B into down air into dash attack, which still combos in this game as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's
And,
still a
like,
thing.
And I hit that, and it does like 32, even in that game where the damage was lower or whatever. I'm like, that's a lot of damage. I reckon I can hit side B. That seems pretty reasonable. Like,
Yeah.
So as that combo, I'm like, I'm gonna put a whole game plan around hitting side B and getting the damage, and it sort of worked. It felt right.
Yeah.
That's
early
pretty
days.
funny.
So I guess
Uh,
that inkling of like, you know, having that combo and being like, oh, that feels good. Is that kind of why
Yeah.
it slid into Greninja today? Or
Oh, we skipped a character. We gotta get a
There was
gotta
no
get a Mewtwo
character?
first.
Oh
no,
my God,
Mewtwo. Yeah,
Mewtwo.
we gotta get a
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Eventually, I realized Bowser Jr. was not gonna work.
no.
In SA, once they worked out the tricks, I was starting going like 1-2 eventually. In SA, I'm like, I need a character that functions in this game. So I liked Mewtwo. He got buffed like a bunch of times before I picked him up. And that was similar stuff, like, right? Like, he had really long combos with like the Nair drag downs and down to fair, whatever, and lots of stuff like that. And it's just the fucking most easy bake neutral of all time. Like, you just charge the ball, roll around. Like, down tilt is unpunishable and
Yeah.
enormous in that game. Like,
Yeah, I forgot how good down tilt was.
down tilt was way better in that game. And I'm like, I don't have to. The Nair out of shield that combos into
Yeah.
like every percent. I'm like, this is like neutral was free. I didn't have to think about neutral that hard, and I could learn combos that felt good. And so yeah, that was sort of the Mewtwo path.
Okay. And then how did you lead to Greninja in this game?
So when this game came out, I was super keen on Pokemon Trainer. I thought they would be sick.
Yeah, that's the character I always assume that you would play because you're like the Pokemon fella, you know. That's your
Bunch of
stream.
Pokemon in your room right there.
Yeah, I don't know how many of them you can see.
Greninja, Snorlax, Psyduck. Is that a Psyduck?
That's like
There's way more up there as
that's
well.
like the fairy Eevee, right?
Like-
Sylveon, right? Oh no, is that some other Eevee? Is that a pony?
That's
Wait,
Ponytail? Yeah.
fuck.
Something like
Okay, shit.
Yeah, no, I've been obsessed with Pokemon since I was like 4 years old,
Sick. Yeah,
and that
nah,
just sort of never went away. But yeah, I love Pokemon Trainer. Except I would always lose to Spewis playing Lucina, who was my primary practice partner.
Ah.
I still think that matchup sucks. I hate playing Pokemon Trainer
Really?
Lucina. Because I
Yeah.
feel like I can never get in. I can't get in on
Yeah.
fucking just fair down tilt. Like I'm like, where's the window? I can't punish fucking anything here.
Yeah, Spewer's got it, man. That was one of my training partners too. We had Drinkwater. He used to play Pokemon
Yeah.
Trainer too. So,
Yeah.
but funnily enough, Pokemon Trainer is so flexible that whenever I played like Corvid or someone else, it'll be like completely different. And I'll be like,
Yeah.
this is so weird. You know?
No, they are a super flexible character, and I still think they're pretty good. But like, just in a lot of the matchups I was fighting at the start of this game, felt really, really bad. So I wasn't doing very well.
It makes sense that you would transition to Greninja if Spewers was your training partner.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was actually at Phantom 2019 that Spewis lost to Adeptus. I think
yeah.
Ant now, who is a Greninja player from ACT. And I'm like, bro, that sucks. We didn't have any Greninjas here at all. And I'm like, I'm gonna learn this character just a little bit, so we have a little bit of experience, know what they're about, figure it out, all that sort of thing. And it was actually, intended to be for him to like learn and understand.
Yeah.
And once again, I sat in training mode and just
Oh my
started
gosh.
figuring out different combos. And I'm like, holy shit.
What was the one combo you were like, oh fuck?
It's one that I still fucking fish for all the fucking time. It's fair dash tag up smash.
Yeah, well that's a classic. That's also like around 30 to 40%.
That's crazy.
51%.
Wait,
Oh.
what?
51.
Greninja has bonked damage for
Wait,
some
what is
reason.
fair
Well, the
like?
up smash does a lot of damage.
Wait, up smash is like
Dash
20
attack
or
was-
something, right? And
Well,
then-
fair is 15,
15.
and then dash
And
attack.
full hop fair is 17.6.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Short hop fair is about 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the full hop fair is 17.6. The dash attack does about 10. And then up smash, if you get the full sweet spot and everything in both hits, it's about 23.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude.
Yeah.
And it feels the hit stop on fair and then the up smash, it feels so good. It's
Yeah, getting four there is one of the most satisfying things because it's so slow, but like the animation's really cool,
Yeah.
and it's actually a really good move.
like big
too.
reel back and then and
Yeah,
It's like a water blade. You're like, oh
it's
shit.
super satisfying.
it's super good. And yeah, just sort of I'm like, okay, how many other things are gonna combo into dash tag? I'm like, oh, down to, oh, nair. But if I hit the nair this way, and like
It just made
up
sense.
airs and
Yeah.
back, and I literally like the first afternoon that I tried, I literally spent like 4 or 5 hours in training mode,
Damn.
just like just finding different shit at different percents. I'm like, oh, down to up smash, sick, because this is like March 2019. Nobody had documented any of this shit, and so like, oh, down to up smash. Oh wait, down to wait, I can just kill them off of down to like from
Straight up.
90 to like 150. What the fuck is that? That's ridiculous. And so like it just kept going and going and going.
If
And
the up
so-
smash works.
if the up smash decides to work, which it does in open space, which is there's heaps of open space, right? Not just platforms.
Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man.
Uh,
Different rule set, 3 FDs, anyone? Surely.
Jared, can we? But I don't even like Kalos.
Do we need Kalos?
It's a good FD, but like my kill confirm windows shrink from like 20% to like 5.
Yeah.
Or like some characters, the window ceases to exist.
Yeah, I guess it's because you just live forever.
Yeah. The borders are too big. So
Yeah.
like
Well-
characters where the kill confirm window is like 10%, the window no longer exists. It will
Wall's pretty good though, right? For Greninja, because you
wall
can.
cling's pretty fun, yeah.
Yeah, you can wall
definitely
cling.
a big recovery mix up if you can make it to the wall.
Walk,
Yeah,
double
yeah.
jump,
Also very-
aerial or something.
But yeah, there's pros and cons. I'll still take people to Kalos sometimes if I'm pretty confident I can kill them other ways.
Okay, so did you just like skyrocket the moment you like picked up Greninja in SA? Were you just like,
For sure.
what? Oh yeah, like no one, everyone's like panicking. They're like, what the fuck does this frog do? You know, they're just
People
jumping
still
into
say
you,
that. Like,
get free dash
I
attacks.
still get that all the time, actually.
Yeah, well,
but yeah.
he's not like an amazingly common character. That's the thing.
It's because he's just
It's
kind of
hard.
annoying. He's just kind of annoying to play. People are really used to being able to counterattack.
Yeah.
They want to feel rewarded for blocking, and your reward for blocking is granted you might get back to neutral. Like
He's pretty fast as well.
and yeah, having like really big jumps is really weird for people. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
like ZSS because the jumping feels really strange, and
Yeah.
like the combination of fast movement but slower aerials.
the drift is like
neutral.
kind of limited as well, and to some extent, right? Like,
Drift is pretty fast.
That's
I think it's
broken.
just because it's not quite as much as like the vertical that it feels slower, but his airspeed is like top 10.
oh yeah. No, but I meant
His drift is fine.
yeah, but it's like more like if I want a full hop, like across the stage, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I think it's just a bit weird for a lot of people to get used to.
yeah,
I think slow aerials plus fast movement feels weird for people.
And precise hitboxes as well.
yeah.
Yeah, and the hitboxes aren't
Dude,
particularly generous.
well, it's similar issue to like Math Tipper almost. It's like the game just kind of doesn't operate correctly enough to be exactly precise as with it.
Nah, that's not true.
You don't think so?
No, it's just unintuitive. Like when you play, it's the reason. It's like when you play against as Greninja, right? You're playing like the super fast character, and you're like, yeah, I can just like come in. But then you realize that the only moves that like most people that like pick up this character to begin with will hit is like dash attack and like down tilt.
Yeah.
And they can't get like stuff like forward air or nairs very frequently because they're just like, what the, like, this is so slow, you know? And then someone does like you hit them off stage, someone does like a double jump back to the stage, and you're trying to like forward air, and you're like, they're air dodging through, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, no, it's a frame 16 move that
yeah, give me
lasts
Lucina
two-
forward air, you know?
It lasts
They're-
for 2 frames and it's just a line in front of him. And
yeah,
like-
it's a bit unintuitive.
Yeah, and like especially if you're not hitting nairs and fairs or not comfy using those moves when they're like the only safe moves in his kit.
Yeah.
Like it just sort of doesn't. People look at him and like that's a rushdown character, and it's like no, you've got 2 safe moves. If you don't know how to use them, you're done. It's over.
Yeah. Pretty weird. It's funny because we in Victoria at least had
Doc.
kind of like a spur of Greninjas. For a time, we had Jason, right,
Yeah.
who played Greninja.
But
He kind of just plays Greninja like he plays every other character. The thing with Jason is if your character has a good dash attack, you'll play him.
Yeah.
And that's just what
that's,
you do, right?
That's the Gwyff classic. It's like, oh, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna dash attack you
Like,
randomly. Like, oh.
Make fucking like
Pikachu now.
Greninja.
Yeah.
Pikachu,
Pikachu
yeah.
now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He just
Oh
likes to like
God.
go in and out. And then Bin actually played Greninja for a
yeah,
bit as well.
I've seen Beat play Greninja in like very recent brackets as well, which
Yeah,
is
he's-
really weird to
yeah.
look at.
He's playing him, I think. I don't know how seriously he wants to pick him up, but I think it is maybe a counter pick for characters like Lucina, I think.
Could be.
You're done.
I would assume so. But there's a bit of similarities because of how big the jumps are.
Yeah, no, the movement's pretty similar. Like Falco's just slower, but like lots of the
Yeah.
arcs that you.
Yeah, it's
sort
like
of
if you
can
added
same
20k
idea.
weights on Greninja. then you-
Yeah.
yeah. No, okay.
But yeah, to answer the prior question, my results did change pretty considerably. Like I was sitting around like I'd get 7th or 5th at like half of the brackets or whatever as PT, and then like from my very first tournament as Gren, it went like 9th, 5th, 2nd, 1st.
Oh.
Like,
Wow, you won one?
I won a bracket. Like we didn't have a weekly back then, so we only had like 2 monthlies. So
Damn.
there was considerable amount of practice time in between those things. But I think
Yeah.
I won a bracket at the start of June, after picking him up partway through March.
Was that against? Did you win it against Ghost?
No, Ghost wasn't at that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'd be like
Fair
John
enough.
Bomber or something. Just like,
I won over 23,
Daddy?
who was ranked second at the time.
damn.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not
Who was 23 playing in? Inkling?
Rob, right?
Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
best.
Okay.
So it was pretty quick. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
it.
sort of
This is what I thought would happen when I picked up Game Watch, man. Just like, oh, winning locals now? Like,
Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
man. You
Oh,
severely
dude, just
overestimate
down smash
yourself.
there,
okay,
people.
I'm here for business, like certain time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the difference is
My
that we
sort of
have
homie.
had a Game and Watch in Victoria for like 7 years now, so it's not
not fair,
exactly
man.
as like.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely like a early meta. Like I was again like just from those few afternoons of just labbing all the combos and making sure I got those down. Like I was just out punishing everyone
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's like
And,
Taicho's like, oh, like I'll just play Mario and get the results. It's like, no, I don't think that's possible when Rust has been playing character for ages. You know?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty tough to sort of make that kind of transition.
But you
for
wouldn't
sure.
say it's
Especially at
because
this
of
point in
like
the game.
unknown character anymore, though. Like, obviously.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
No. Everyone's super comfy and familiar with
Too much
what I
time.
do and how I do it. And
Well, you'd fucking hope so. You haven't really swapped Greninja in a while, so
no, like I've still got the PT in the back. Like I still play them in friendlies all the time. But like tournaments, it's been solo grand for 3 years.
yeah, I respect that.
Yeah. And besides
I
just
mean,
like...
and
Oh, God.
sorry, yeah, go on.
No, you go on.
I was just gonna say, like, you haven't really dropped as well, right? Like, I kind of remember like my very first few memories of like you on the PR was around like second, I think, or I'd be like, okay, it'll be like Ghost, Taicho, and then like it becomes a bit muddled,
Like, whoever.
right? And it's kind of been like that for like the past 3 years, has it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the very first PR we put out, I was at 9th. And then the second PR for Ultimate that came out, I was second.
Hmm.
Wow.
And
And it's been that way ever since.
that,
You got
that
first once. Yeah,
that
you
was
got-
You
the
did get
change.
first.
And then I got
Yeah.
first once, but otherwise I've been second every other season for that whole period. And
like,
yeah,
and probably first this season again. I'm just gonna guess, like, you know.
I will at least tell you, as I've been saying, excusing Ghost for his result at BAM, like he has been inactive this year. Yes.
Yeah. He's on the Hearthstone.
Oh, no.
I don't know what he played, like Elden Ring and then like every other Souls game, I think, during like February and March or something
He was
like
playing
that.
Dark Souls.
Yeah. As far as I know, he's just been incredibly busy trying to finish off his uni degree as well. So
Damn, same.
he just hasn't had time for the game really.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
the rest of the PR has been very muddled, as you say. Like,
give us a bit of insight.
has been very much
Can you give us a little bit of insight? You know, just treat for the viewers that tune into.
insert the upcoming PR that is coming out very soon. As soon as the art is done, which it's looking good.
Shout out to Najee.
Okay.
Surely.
Is it Nachi this time?
Surely.
And the art.
No, as in...
No, he's
Oh.
not an artist. I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Perform well.
What? Magic is not an artist? Have I missed a bunch of posts that I just wasn't aware
MS
of?
Paint, surely? No.
MS Paint? Go one. I remember Smash 4 one time we
Who,
had
who is the
Patrick
artist?
Niece do the art. She was like 4 years old. It was very cute.
Oh, that's so sick. Damn.
That is pretty
It
good.
was our characters painted by a 4-year-old. God, when does this go up? I wonder.
That's a pretty good question.
Hey.
Usually we do actually leave it as a surprise.
Oh, okay.
for-
Okay. You know what?
Sorry.
You
actually
do
find
not-
out who the artist was.
You actually don't have to reveal anything you don't want to, by the way. So, okay. So maybe we won't touch into that. Maybe when this comes up, people will already see the PR.
Yes.
know?
Maybe. They said it would be done hopefully on Saturday.
This might be up
okay.
before then. But yeah.
Cool.
And it is very, very different from the ones that we've done before. A new artist
Nice.
Okay.
as
Yeah.
the previous ones.
Who was the previous artist who did the art for the PRs? There's been some really good ones, I remember.
Yeah. So we've just got like I don't know what the correlation is, but we've just got like a stack of artists in SA. Like the art channel is going off like every day with different people posting their stuff. So the one who's done the most PRs for us, like everyone remembers the FD scene.
Yeah, that's the one I remember.
Yeah,
That was really good.
that was
amazing.
Lyoko,
Yeah.
the Lucas player. He did the Timeless River one. That was the last one that we released as well. And he was the one who did the hero thinking pose portraits pretty early. So he's done a few of them for us. Then we've had Bonk, who did Mario Hoops.
Yep.
And Vivi did the pixel art one themed after Pokemon Gold.
I remember that one. That was good.
That was a good one. And Oscar did the 007 3D modeling.
Yeah.
He made the 3D models himself, like based on the GoldenEye.
Yeah, that was actually kind of crazy.
And then he made the whole video, like animating the models. That was insane. He spent a really long time on that one.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much effort goes into the PR stuff.
It's heaps. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Jason doesn't do like huge spectacle ones, you know, like the ones that like stand out. But like even then, like the ones he does looks good, but they take like they're not easy. You can't just like
easy at all.
You can't just whip it up in 30 minutes, you know.
It's a huge job. Like we usually give our artists as much time as possible to get it done and get something that they are happy and proud of out to the people.
Damn. Well, it should be really exciting. Like every 3 months, right? Like your seasons at the moment, right?
We do 3-4 month seasons per year.
Is it
this one's a little scuffed because we like just missed all of January for COVID stuff. Yeah. So it's more like February to May when it's supposed to be Jan to April. But
interesting.
Yeah. And you slide that BAM in as well.
Yeah, and we slide BAM in and all that sort of stuff as well.
So it's just like the 2 weeklies and a monthly, right?
1 weekly. We've only just started recently the bi-weekly, so it's fortnightly on Friday, and then the 1 monthly, yeah.
So it's the weekly VAC, the bonus VAC, and Cheese League.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all in the same building, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
How does that work?
That's where the naming comes from.
Yeah, okay, so you need to explain the lore about this building, because every time I see anything SA Smash related, it is in that building. And I like look back into old footage and I'm like, is that the same building?
Dude, like XXC and then like all the Cheese League, like everything is like just
there's a lot of history.
The whole reason for that is basically we run SA Smash under the guise of an Adelaide University club.
That's crazy.
Called EVAC, even though none of us go to Adelaide Uni. The EVAC is actually it's the Extremely Versatile Acronym Club.
Okay.
What it stood for, actually. Yeah.
It's incredibly vague on purpose because it's a versatile acronym. It can mean whatever you want it to mean. But the point is, we're a club that's legitimate. So
at the uni when it's not run by like any people who go to the uni.
Dude, it's just Fight Club.
And that means we get the venue for free on weekdays.
That's crazy.
That's why our weekly we charge $2 entry and free venue, and we get to the bookings are all free and permanent.
Damn.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
Pretty
so
good.
Wait, we should.
That's why everything's named after EVAC. It's EVAC weekly VAC.
Where does the cheese come from?
That's because the head TO for Couch Warriors SA is Flo Rats.
Nice.
So we call him the Big Cheese.
Yeah,
Mr. Rats. So everything became cheese related.
Yeah.
Now it all makes sense.
It's all come full circle. Dude, we need like an inside man at like one of our city unis, like RMIT or Melbourne Uni, to like start up like a fake club just to run Smash tournaments. Like that's genius, actually. Like,
yeah.
Wait, dude.
What?
We need to do this. Like, this is how we lost stats.
Charging people so much venue. It's great.
Exactly.
Look, I actually just don't know how you guys can get away with that.
Yeah,
that's just so crazy to me.
because technically, the president of the club and its dealings is still a student at Adelaide Uni.
Technically, they're a long time
Yeah.
fucking student for like the whole of
For the last like
decade or
8
some
or
shit.
9 years.
Yeah.
That's
So it's just like in his name, and he's just like
I don't know
doing
exactly
his third degree
the
or something.
details.
Like
I don't know exactly the details. There are other people that use the space during the bookings that we do for other video game stuff. Like they come hang out,
interesting.
whatever else, as part of the video game club at
Yeah.
Adelaide Uni. But like it's all pretty like scuffed.
Damn.
But we get away with it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, then I imagine like planning for like majors or monthlies require like a separate kind of thing, right?
The monthly, we do have to still submit like the room booking and whatever else, and I think on the weekend we do get charged a little, so we charge like 5 venue, I think, for the weekend,
Still
event.
Yeah, like whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
which is still nothing. And it's really easy. It just gets approved every time. It's really simple. Even the majors, like most of our venue fee went to paying security for the bar. That's why. That's
Do you
literally why
have to
we're
pay
at a new place.
security? Like
Yeah. It
Well,
is illegal.
they're not there. They're not there because they love the game, Connor.
no, but as in like is
Yeah.
security a requirement? Like
Yes, it is a legal requirement that we have security because we
It's a
can't serve
bar.
alcohol to minors, and somebody has to check that we're not serving alcohol to minors.
Yeah, it's a
Evan looks
bar.
18. Come on.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
sure.
We'll buy that.
Yeah. That's still crazy because like
Yeah, it literally was like over half our costs for
Wow.
Big Cheese 2 was paying security.
because all our
Which is why we're at a new venue this time.
oh okay
Oh.
new venue first time in a
Yeah.
decade.
I don't get to see the evac building.
Yeah.
That's
Pre-weekly will be at the evac building.
Okay,
That's
Don't
good.
worry. We for
Alright.
sure we'll be putting that in the regular.
Yeah, I want to
Don't
touch the
worry.
bricks like before I die.
Yeah. All our
Yeah, part of it.
all of like our weeklies and Vic and monthlies, they're like 10 venue at least. Like,
Yeah,
for all of
that's-
them.
that's-
It's like
Whistle's been whinging about that so hard
Yeah.
since he moved. He's like, "This is fucked. Why do I have to pay so much?"
but it just kind of is how it is,
Yeah.
I guess,
No,
right?
I get it.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it is how it is. Like, that's
Whistle
the venue we're
complaining.
able to secure.
What the fuck,
Yeah,
dude?
Ned.
Bitcoin money, motherfucker.
Ned has gone from a $2 weekly to a 15, and he stopped getting, third place payouts.
Yeah, the Bitcoin not doing too well. Oh no.
Also, the Bitcoin crash
No, Ned.
is struggling.
Dude, we have like a whole entire channel on our Discord after Whistle, like
Oh, the
For-
crypto shield?
crypto, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
No.
I still don't know what Ned's involvement is. It's
we had to do
does
the
he just
exact
own
same
Bitcoin?
thing because, well, he had a bit of Bitcoin, let's say.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit of Bitcoin. I'm not gonna go too far into that, but because of all the people who were not particularly interested in crypto or that market would argue with him in general, we made a crypto channel so that those arguments were isolated, and we could say "fuck off," like go to this.
Now
we
he's
don't wanna see
gone.
this. And then he moved, so we were able to delete the crypto channel, which was really cool.
How
Really-
was that? Did you guys miss him? Or do you guys
Of
still miss him?
course. Oh,
Yeah.
Ned was a huge part of our scene. He was there, like, he was one of our most consistent attenders. He was on the grind all the time, like inviting people over for friendlies. He was on comms, like whenever he wasn't playing, pretty much. And we
He might
We
be my
love-
favorite commentator, actually.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he's
and
really funny.
He understands the game really well. He knows what he's talking about, and he's very funny. So, yeah, on just about every level, we really miss Whistle. He's a big presence. He's a big guy, and yeah.
I still remember the first local he went to, which was Pixel, and then all you guys just like raided the chat,
Dude.
and then he just beat Didi. He got
Top 3.
third.
Yeah.
When it was like
big.
completely unprecedented,
Well,
that like
Took a
weird.
game off Jono too. Oh,
Yeah.
Was
we
that
were
the-
stoked.
Was that the tournament where Thin Man got like
Got second.
Got
Thin
second?
Man one, yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
Thin Man getting second is fucking crazy though. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ned beat Thin in winners, and then he lost to him in losers finals.
Yeah.
because
No one expected those two at all. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why he was fifth in like I know you guys don't rate SA a lot, but
Whoa.
like he was fifth. He was
Oh.
pretty good.
We're going here now. All right.
As I said, you guys didn't expect like I
No,
remember he
we
said,
did
like,
not expect.
Didi outrightly told him to his face, "I did not expect you to be good.
To
To
I
be
won't
fair,
lose next time."
you
And
can
I'm
be
like,
good.
what?
To be fair, you can be really good, but still lose to Didi.
Oh, yeah,
Like most of us were like, oh nah, Didi's like he's pretty fucking good. Like he's got this in the
Yeah.
bag. Doesn't matter who you are.
No,
and then
I get
he
that
just got
much.
owned. Yeah.
But like
All roads lead to the downer. You know?
but it wasn't like I didn't
True.
expect you to be that good. His words were, "I didn't expect you to be
Good. Yeah.
So I was
Now
like,
he's
eh.
back to the shulk. No, that's not true. He's playing Wii Fit
He's
now.
back to Wii Fit
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
He's back to Wii Fit after the Shulk's failures.
Did
Tried
pretty
to
well at
really
BAM.
well here as well. It was not good.
Yeah.
Didn't go well.
Did you want to? I want to touch on BAM. How?
Yeah.
So
certainly.
give us the rundown. Give us the transition
yeah.
of like expectation of a flight into
A bus.
a fight or flight.
Oh,
The magic
Jesus
school bus.
Christ. That was. Yeah, no, that was awesome.
Yeah, like the great SA Exodus. It's
I
like
felt really
10 to
bad
2.
about this in the first place, because I was the first one that booked that flight in particular.
Oh
and
no.
I posted in the group chat, "These are the flights I'm taking. If anyone, because I'm like organizing everyone." And
Just like a teacher.
yeah, just like a teacher.
Like it's a school excursion.
I'm running
Yeah.
the field trip. I was organizing the Airbnbs. I'm like, which one do you want?
Oh my
These are the
God.
flights I'm taking. If you guys want to follow on with me, whatever else. So like, there were 6 of us on that flight because they just picked the same ones I did. And then we're all sitting at the airport after getting notifications through the day. It was like at 11, it said, "Oh, this is going to be delayed by about 20 minutes." And then we got another one at 1 saying this is going to be delayed by 45 minutes. And then we're sitting at the airport. That delay is now an hour and a half. And we're sitting in the fucking bar with a beer in front of us, and we're just like, what
With a
the
beer.
fuck? And then the next notification cancelled. Fuck, what do you? It's like already 6 p.m. on Friday. And cancelled, and I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding
Like
me.
pulls at
So,
10 a.m. tomorrow. Like shit.
Yeah.
Pools are in what, like 16 hours, and we don't have a way there. Awesome. And so we go to the concierge, and they're like, "Yeah, the next flight we can get you on lands at about 11 a.m. tomorrow." Like,
Shit.
That's so
"Dick,
cringe.
that does not work for us. That's great. We're gonna need a refund."
Yeah.
And we go to every other like concierge in the place. We're like, "Is there any flights to Melbourne tonight?" Nah. Sick. Okay. They were all full or cancelled or whatever else because it was like fog in Melbourne or something that day.
Yeah.
So the 6 of us is in there like, road trip?
Who were the 6, by the way?
It was myself, Ghost, Spewis, Jacko, Tide Ray, and Whisper.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we're like, road trip? If we leave now, we can get there at like 4 a.m.
Holy fuck.
Get the guys that are already there at the Airbnb to let us in, and we can get like 4 hours sleep. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy.
And eventually, like as we're in line to pick up the people who checked in their bags and whatever else, like pick up those bags, eventually Jacko's mum said, "Why don't you catch the fucking bus?"
It just
I'm
makes
like-
sense.
I'm like, "What? There's a bus?" And we look it up, and it's like $65 per person to catch the overnight bus to Melbourne, and it leaves in an hour and a half.
Holy shit.
No way!
It's by pure damn.
By pure coincidence, we go there and we find out that bus has only been running again because of like COVID and whatever else. They've only started running that bus again like twice a week in the last month. It
was
started back up,
phased.
and we're like,
Oh
holy
my
shit, this
gosh.
is only just a thing now. Spirits was like, fuck the bus, I'm going home.
I give it up. Yeah.
Get it. And I'm like, yeah, I respect that. So yeah, last minute change. We all get on the bus. And it was awful. We had like there were stops like every hour at like
Ah.
every was like every rest stop, and so like the jolting of the bus stopping and starting,
just
so you
couldn't
couldn't
sleep. Yeah.
sleep for more than like an hour at a time,
Yeah.
which was really cool and helpful for the whole journey. It was so funny. Whisper had to sit next to some guy who was like literally talking on the phone for like most of the night. And I'm like, who are you calling at 1 a.m. that you're still on the phone talking? What is happening?
Yeah, that's. Was it full? Was the bus full?
Nah. Eventually, at a stop, he moved so Whisper could get out and go to one of the empty spots. But,
Oh wait, so they
couldn't-
were trapped in the.
yeah, they were
Oh
trapped
my
in the
God.
window seat, listening to this guy's fucking phone calls until like one of the stops at 1 a.m.
Yeah, that's crazy that guy just decides to sit next to Whisper, right?
Well, it was like allocated seating.
Oh,
and
okay.
I moved out of my allocated seat like right at the beginning because I'm like, that's an empty row. Fuck this.
Yeah.
But yeah, the really really cool part, there was one stop at about 3 a.m. In the middle of fucking nowhere, and one of the guys as he's getting off, he's like clutching his stomach, and we're like, oh, he's a bit nauseous, he's bus sick or whatever, right? And like 20 minutes later, he's like still clutching his, and he's like got sweat dripping off of him, and he looks like he's fucking dying. Like something is much more wrong than bus sickness. Like he looks like he's actually dying. And eventually we find out from the bus driver, like, yeah, we've got an ambulance for this man because he is
Oh,
he's like keeled over, like not able to move very well. We have no idea what happened. It might have been his fucking appendix burst. I don't know. But he was looking like he was in strife. And so, because of duty of care, we had to sit at this rest stop in the middle of fucking nowhere, waiting for the ambulance to rock up until about like 4:30.
bonfire.
Damn.
Like, we are at this rest stop for an hour and a half. And like, I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, fuck me. The tournament's in 5 hours. Can we get moving, please?
Getting
so
out of
we arrived-
pools must be terrifying. It's just like
Yeah. So we arrived at like, I think it was about 7:45. We got to the B&B
7:45. Shit.
damn.
and like
Sun's out.
and none of us have slept. The sun's up. The boys are already getting ready to go, and we're like, we crashed on the beds that were left for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Where was the Airbnb? How far was it from?
Oh, it was literally like across the road from Southern Cross.
Oh,
okay.
okay. That's
Really,
fine.
really close.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we got like 2 hours sleep there, and then we go to pools, and I've got
that's
fucking Static and the winner of P9 Shitashi, and I'm like, fuck! You're kidding. Like,
And you still
Yeah.
made it out winner side. That's pretty good.
no drop games, baby.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Ghost and I somehow no drop games. We still made winners side, and I'm just like, holy shit, that was an effort.
Yeah.
It was really
But
tough.
the
Yeah,
no sleep
welcome to
carries
Victoria.
on to like the next day as well. Like
Oh,
you
you're
don't
still
just recover.
fatigued.
Yeah.
No, one night is not quite enough to sort of get over that.
You guys still play doubles,
You
right?
still have to play doubles after. Yeah.
Josh did. Spears was actually my doubles partner, so I had to DQ.
I think that's a blessing in disguise.
No, Loki, I was not mad. I was like, you know what, I'm good. Like, I finished my pool and like, that's it. I'm fine to just play friendlies or whatever else for the rest of the day. I am all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no qualms with dropping out of doubles. But Josh still played and got like fucking fourth in doubles with Seb as well.
very funny.
And, like, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah. And that
And,
went till late as well.
Yeah, he was even saying like, he was from the get-go. He's like, kind of just want to DQ, and then he just kept winning. So he's like, well,
Well, we're
Yeah,
already in the
we-
money.
People
So,
suck, yeah.
yeah.
he's like, what if we just played double Steve? And I think they played double Steve for a couple rounds or whatever, and they still kept going. And I'm just like, you fucking idiot!
Yeah.
Like, just DQ like you wanted to. Go eat. We need to rest.
Yeah. And then what? The next day rolls around, and then the upset of a lifetime happens, and then
Yeah, Ghost Cops milk me.
dude,
Like he's already not practiced. Now he's tired and not practiced.
yeah.
And he pops Cloud, and it's just like, that's tough.
Yeah,
Like,
Milk Bean's pretty hungry as well. So
Yeah. Low key, not a great matchup for Brawler. Any character with like a completely
Big
fucked
sword,
up
yeah.
out of shield or a big sword really gives him strife, and Cloud Strife does both. So like,
nice.
do you guys have many clouds in a set?
blue, Played Cloud for a while, like 2020 sort of times, but not really. Like at the moment, we're like for the last year and a half, I'd say we're pretty out of it.
Out of clouds,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
And that's kind of like the surgence of Cloud too.
Yeah,
Last year and a
despite
half.
his meta popularity, we just have our zoners who are sticking to their guns, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
alright.
you do have
the
zoners.
dashy timeout.
Oh my god, don't even get me fucking.
Legendary.
Dashi and Kool-Aid were in my pool as well. I think that might have been no.
Hey,
I think that was
both of those. I don't know what you're complaining about.
yeah. I didn't fight any of them, but I was potentially going to fight both of them, so that was a bit spooky. Yeah, Kool-Aid had to fight Plump.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that
Plum
was two
made
zoner
me
matchups, and I was
upset.
like, what?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Mega Man Pac-Man is really weird, and I think he's played Jacko's Mega Man like once, but definitely not like a familiar matchup. So
Yeah.
for sure would have been hit by some garbage that he just had no idea what to do about.
Yeah, that's a big weakness of your scene when it's like you don't have like the greatest of numbers, so you would have like a lot of matchups where you don't have as much experience in compared to like
Yeah.
other states, right?
But it's like, that's not even that's not an SA weakness. That's a like Victorian privilege. I feel like because every
Yeah.
other state also lacks a lot of matchups.
Yeah.
So today, but we just got the most. Since we got the most people, we got the most variety.
Do we really
Okay,
have the most
put-
people?
Yeah, by
You
long
and
shot.
Queensland are pretty close for the most people,
I
but
thought
like
New South
Queensland has a
Wales-
lot of doubles up with characters, so
Yeah, true. Yeah, a lot of wolves and like.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wolves. There's a few Bowsers. There's just a lot of Spaceys in general.
Well, it's just
Falco,
it's population. It doesn't even matter if you have like 50 more people than one scene, but you have like less variety of characters. The fact that you will have more people means you will naturally have more matchups to play because people aren't going to like stick to like 50 people aren't going to stick to like one character, you know.
No,
like there's gonna be variety around and just training like practice
Sure.
different playstyles and stuff.
And you have also the better experience, even if there are multiples of mains, you get to experience different playstyles within those mains, hopefully,
Exactly, right?
and get different sort of experiences that way. So it broadens your horizons. Like more people is strictly a benefit,
Yeah.
regardless. In that
Varying
regard.
quality as well, right? Like you get a
Varying
high
quality,
level.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is
And
why
that
like Ghost goes to Vic a lot, right?
Yeah, he goes to Vic for the challenge. He likes the scene. He good old 2016 times. He used to make bank from it too.
When he had
True.
that the
He was,
ZSS
yeah.
against Nick, right? That was like,
He
I
was
don't
on
know.
the top, yeah.
Yeah, no, he would fly out to the Rambat like every month in 2016 and win most of them, which was and like fly home and make a profit.
yeah. Get on the 2-minute noodles for like a couple of days
Yeah.
in Vic and then come back.
Yeah, you got housed by like Ignis or
Yeah.
whatever, and eat cheaply.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, funny times.
Wait,
Yeah, he
so-
still
Yeah, go
still
on.
likes to go over and visit you guys, obviously, when he can, because he did that like late last year as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Like a few weeklies or the
Yeah, for a
Rambat
few
or whatever else.
Yeah, he won Xmas Bash.
Yeah, one
Yeah, he
Xmas
did.
pack.
Yeah, fighting
Uh,
Jason and Grants.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
There's another weekly he fought Razy and Grants, but they had Smash meter turned on.
That's
That was
right.
a really
yeah.
cursed weekly. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
that
didn't you remember
Temple?
this? No, it was a Pixel.
It was Pixel. Yeah, they were on
Oh,
the gears.
No, that was only for that Grants because
Oh,
they
it was
were
only
like,
for Grands. Yeah.
yeah, they were just like, fuck it.
They won I think Ghost won a legitimate set to make winner side Grands, and then they
Yeah.
just turned on fucking Smash
pretty
meter for
funny.
Grands. Like they just didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the rest of the BAM run? Because you both copped the Bradley.
Oh yeah.
All
So-
three of you actually. So
Oh god, yeah. So our top three,
You haven't
we all-
Ghost.
yeah, me, Heaven, and Ghost. We all copped Bradley for different reasons. So Ghost lost to Milk Meme, and then he beat Paris, Bamboozler, in losers, and
What's
then
up?
he copped Bradley, who lost to
Well, but
Fried.
yeah, that was so Diddy also got upset as well.
Yeah,
I'm
so
pretty
Diddy
sure
got
I was
upset by Fried.
Diddy was
Yes.
seeded like low though. Both Seb and Diddy overperformed the seed.
Yeah, Diddy was 13th seed. I don't remember what Seb was. It was
Yeah, neither do I.
15 or
But like,
something.
it's like if you say like Diddy got upset by Fried, it's just like that's technically an upset, but that's
Yeah,
not actually an upset, you know?
It's definitely like a technical upset, but like, I mean, I'd still say probably is an upset, but like not substantially, right? It's just, that's a
exactly.
bit of a coin flip sort of set.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ghost Cops DD first, he got like 3-0'd, and that was the end of him at 25th. I had Temper in my round 1 because I got lucky. He beat Fez and Jar to make winners.
That was the fucked pool.
The
where Fez
double
was,
the double upset by Piranha Plant, like
Yeah.
110th seed or something.
Yeah.
And he
Pretty
made winners
big.
side, like instant. So I know that matchup really well because we've got the other plant in this country in SA.
That's true, actually. Yeah,
And
you do.
I play that matchup with him all the time, and I think it's fucking plus 3 grand. Like, it's so easy.
Yeah, you're
So
pretty comfortable.
I 2-stocked him 3 games in a row. Like,
Damn.
it was very comfy.
Yeah.
For round 1, and then I play Razy, and Ben fucks me up.
I saw that game.
I don't know how to get off the fucking ledge, like to save my life against
With
that
the bomb
bomb.
ledge trap, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you have to time it with when it's possible for the bomb to explode, right?
No, but then he hits you first, and then
he hits you sometimes, and he hit me off the ledge when I waited too long. Another time, I'm like, I'm getting caught for every different thing I'm trying, and I'm running out of ideas. Like, and I realized it was going to be a timing thing at some point, but eventually
It's
I just
brutal because you have to trial and error in the set.
Yeah.
It was purely trial and error, and I'm like, I've got fucking a best of 5 to work this out, and I just didn't.
You did well game 2 too, and then you got hit once, and then you got your jump sniped, and you died.
I had a lead.
You had a lead.
In game 2 and 3, I think, at one point. But yeah, game 2, I literally got killed at fucking 0 because he sniped my jump off stage and killed me at 40. And I'm like, all right, yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
My
that
bad.
happens.
But
It's
you're
like,
I did not think like Link.
It is the worst feeling.
To like reach me up there when I jumped, and I'm like, fuck me. Okay, that's definitely more range than I thought, and I copped it. But Ben's amazing. Like I am not upset about it at all. And then like straight away after that, like I had a 5-minute break, and then it was DD for 17th, and I'm
Game
like,
5.
And I got to game 5, and I was pretty happy with that. And then I even took a lead in game 5 in the first stock, and then I just got fucking rocked. Like, I had like first hit of back air traded with an up tilt, and he still got the combo off of it. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Got so much hit stun that we traded, and I still took like a 70% combo.
Yeah, you probably helped the combo because you ended his lag with the multi-hit.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing with Bradley and Warrior is that you it's the worst feeling like playing him because you never feel like you actually get a lead until you take like a second stock, and then you're like, okay, if I'm 3 stocks to 1, then I can feel somewhat comfortable. But that hardly ever happens.
No, I took first stock and then like just got like 40 to death like straight away. And then so we're both at low percent each, and then another trade hit happens, and I took another 70, and I'm like, where are my stocks going? What's happening? And I just lost it. Like, I barely got to his last stock before I lost the game, and I was like, well, a couple of things could have gone my way if I like just spaced a tiny bit better so it didn't trade, and like it was just those sort of minute things, those minute differences that made all the difference. I felt like if I had another shot, I'd love to give it another go, but that was my run.
Yeah.
That's pretty evil.
Were you happy with like how SA performed as a whole at BAM?
I would have liked to do better, like personally, obviously, but like, I mean, I lost to Ben and DD. I'm like, I'm not embarrassed or ashamed.
It's one of the things where the number it doesn't represent like the actual like performance you had. You got a bit unlucky because you essentially lost to like 3rd and like what
3rd and
7th, right? You lost to both top 8 for 17th. So
I'm like, yeah, like I'm not ashamed of that or anything like that. I would have liked to do better. Heaven had a really good run. Like he choked versus Bro 1.
Yeah.
Like he really should have won that set, but like he then beat
Inzi.
Kajek, Negama. Oh, he freed them up. It was hilarious. Kenny was so excited because he really wanted Heaven. He was like, I don't want to fight Kajek. I don't want to deal with him or whatever.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, you do not want Heaven. Don't say that. And like, and he just got rocked. It was great. And then he beat Inzi. I didn't get to watch that set, but I really would have loved to watch that set. Before, Heaven then got 3-0'd by DD as well. So all of us got copped the DD fucking
The war
train.
pass. Yeah.
Can't stop a train.
Can't stop a train.
But yeah. The rest of SA, pretty happy with, because like it was really a bit unfortunate with the way that I say unfortunate. It was people's choices, but like who ended up actually going to BAM was we had like I think 7 out of our top 20 players. Like it was really overrepresented by that lower end sort of thing. That like we had 24 people there, but
Wow.
like 7 of those were actually like our top 20 players, and one of them was Dashi, who just didn't perform at all. But like as for the that rest of them, like 21 and below, did really well. I mean, Kyle beat Duon,
Yeah.
which was awesome. You just caught him full hopping like a bunch of times with power guys. It was like nice
Pretty big
jump.
upset.
Boosh. So that was pretty exciting. Fen made bracket, which was awesome.
Yeah, Fen made top 64, which is really impressive.
He made top 64 and took Kenny to game 5 in
He
round
beat
1.
he beat was it a Shoto?
Jaeger.
Jaeger.
Oh,
Because
Jaeger
Jaeger
beat
upset
beat.
beat.
Yeah.
Jaeger beat, and then Whissle beat him in winners and Fen beat him in losers. So he copped after that
That's
upset. It's really unfortunate. And like I think the vast majority of us like they made seed or beat their seed. So like
Okay.
everyone was pretty motivated. Like people who go 1-2 at the weekly here went 2-2, 3-2 or whatever there, and so they were pretty stoked. Like there was a lot of motivation coming out of that, feeling like, okay, we can compete actually. Like it's just maybe a bit tough for us at home, but like they performed pretty admirably. Most people were pretty happy with that, and as was I. Like I was really, really happy with a lot of like mid and lower level.
And you think you guys like got a pretty good motivation coming back into the scene? Like you think the scene will be coming out a lot
The
stronger?
grind sessions going on.
There's definitely a few people more keen on the grind. Like Kool-Aid was the one person seeded to make bracket who didn't, and he was pissed about that. So he's like, "No, fuck this. I gotta work harder." Like
Back on the lab.
he's back to the lab. He's trying to learn new tricks. He's watching more of the VODs. Like Terrarian was doing all kinds of absolutely insane stuff.
Dude, there were
So
too
he's,
many
like, watching
Pac-Mans.
that.
Many.
There was too many Pac-Mans.
Zach went fucking crazy.
Zach Teehee,
Teehee went
Terrarian.
nuts. Like, there's so much footage from that whole week because like Teehee and Terrarian were there early.
The pre-weeklies and the post-weekly as well, yeah.
So yeah, there's just heaps of footage from that for sure. But yeah, Heaven was definitely the star of the show though. Like between getting 3rd at Salty Sweet,
Yeah, that was good.
beating DD Shmoo, Dura.
That's
Back
Lots
to
of yeah, like he did very well at
He
the
did
weeklies.
extremely well. Yeah.
Like he copped like a jeans loss, but then for the most part, everything else was just like, oh yeah, like
Yeah. he
we
lost to,
can
like,
see you
Jono-
potentially beating.
Jono
Yeah,
Sen,
we
that's it.
can potentially see you beating these people, but like you could lose, and then he's just like he just beats them, and it's like okay, they're not like outlandish wins, like sorry, not outlandish expectations, but it's like there's no failure of an expectation.
Yeah.
You're actually beating these like Oz PR contention players.
Yeah,
so he's
absolutely.
doing really really well.
Like, I don't know what it is. Like, even people who played Shaddy back in the day are losing to him, and I'm like, you guys just like jump in there is not that good, right?
No, it's broken. No.
Like, surely,
Good.
you guys,
No, come on, Anthony.
It's too good.
But then,
Just
but
like
then he like 3-0's Shmoo, and I'm like, that matchup's fucked up. Like, how is he doing that?
Yeah.
Like Ken gets corner carried into death. Like, what do you do about Pikachu Backer? Like it just that beats that character.
It kind of just like shows that he's like more well-rounded than like because he like one tricking in neutral, right, would like full on there can take you only so far, but you like
Absolutely.
if that's like what like you are, right, then like you can't be, beating a lot of these like really good players. So then it
has
means
to
that
be
he's
more,
well
yeah.
rounded in like all other aspects as well, which is really good.
It's 100% one of those situations of like, you can say like, I know I have this habit. How are you gonna deal with it?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like changing your timing just enough, changing your spacing just enough, knowing when and how, and it doesn't matter if you do it a lot of times, if it's just vaguely different enough and you know exactly when you can and can't, like it works.
It's
Like I jump off the ledge probably 70+% of the time, but I don't get caught for it that often.
Yeah.
Like that it's still worth me doing it 70% of the time. And it's like, what are you gonna do about
It's
it?
like taking the mix up to its fullest potential with like its slight
100%.
variations, right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's like at 0%, or it's like you're playing against Greninja, you're gonna look for like forward and dash attack. Like the move's gonna come. It's just about how you're gonna deal with
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, any of these linear characters who have pretty limited sort of ideas in neutral that I mean like I tell people just fucking block, all right? Like my grab doesn't do shit and it's slow. Like
But there's a lot more to that between like spacing, timing, cross ups, like yeah.
correct, exactly. And it's like what I'm actually catching is the way you're leaving shield or trying to counterattack me or whatever else and shit like that. And it's just as you say, taking the mix up as far as it will go. And heaven knows how to do that and it's working.
That's cool.
Which is awesome. So it's always very exciting watching him play.
I'll bring it back to home base.
Yes, certainly.
I'm really curious about so I'll be whether like I'm most likely gonna go to Big Cheese, but if I'm not, I'm gonna be watching it, right? But I really want to see Q. I think he is the guy that I'm most intrigued about because I watch him play and I feel like he is like he actually is just like I play the game and I understand the game and I'll play it, but like I don't give a fuck about combos and I'll kind of like just outplay you over and over and over. That's how I feel, right? And I'm just like there's no flair. It's just very like solid, but like he's beating people that are really good, right? So I'm just like really curious. How do you think he will perform?
I entirely agree. There's no flair. Like there was that one time we released the combo video with the PR, and I watched like every set of his, and I'm like, "Fuck me, this is so hard."
Sauceless
to, like,
King.
Trying to pick out a fucking clip.
Dude, Jason had the same struggle where he's just like, Saber has no sauce. It's just like winning neutral over. It's just sauceless things.
No, that is 100% it. He just sort of wins neutral all the time. This sounds probably kind of rough to say. He plays most of his characters like the exact same way.
Yeah.
And it's just
How's that?
He just loves to go for fucking jump reads in neutral and looking for rolls, right? And like it's just safe pokes into jump reads and roll reads most of the time. And like he just picks character based on either what he's feeling on the day or what tools in particular he really likes against X character. Like Corrin, he really loves against characters with no range because he can just swing fair and nothing matters. Right? Like shit like that. He does know his combos quite thoroughly for like a good handful of characters. Like he knows his Corrin shit really well. His Mithra combos are pretty solid. He's learnt Gren combos to spite me.
Yeah, you can do B&Bs, right? But you just don't. You just won't have like the X, like
the
the
X
specific,
yeah,
the real specific shit. Yeah, he's missing in
like,
a lot of regards.
What are you gonna pull out in a last hit scenario, for example, right? Like you're in the final innately.
Exactly right.
Well, do you have trust? Do you have faith that he'll perform against the interstate players?
I want to say yes. Like
You want to?
I want to, because like what he does is solid. His plan is solid, and it works against pretty much everyone here. He took a set off Ghost yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Like he can do that. So it's mostly about whether or not he's going to pick up in time the different timings of people's jumps, the times of people, if he's going to hit the reads he's looking for in Nooch that he always does against everyone, if he's going to be able to pick up on the interstators timings and patterns and whatever.
That's the hardest thing, right? Because you have no footage.
That is really hard.
You have no footage of like them playing. The closest you have is like online, right?
The closest he has is who he's played online before, which take
online,
that for what you will.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I mean, he lost to Pisky when Pisky came down, but he also played a fucking shit matchup into him because
What
it
was
was
he
funny. Okay, so it's a fucking meme.
Kirby?
It was Kirby. Because Jacko, the Diddy player here,
Yeah.
can't deal with his Kirby to save his life. He beats Jacko with Kirby every single time.
I
So
can
it's like,
understand that.
so Kirby Diddy must be good, right? And then Pisky just fucking circle camps him.
Yeah.
And with punishes like
Wait, is this
overreaching trying to catch him.
Is this the Kirby?
Yeah, the Kirby. Pisky literally just circle camped Kirby because he's like, Kirby Diddy works, right? I know how to play that matchup. And then he just fucking got circle camped and lost.
Pisky
And I'm like,
also
"You're a fucking
likes
idiot."
playing Kirby too, so he
Yeah,
does
I
have
don't
a
know.
bit of an idea about it. But yeah, it's
Oh.
like it's kind of like two small characters
Yeah.
with similar ranges, and
Yeah,
like
it
if
is
Draco decides to just approach all the time and play in the range that Kirby
Yeah.
wants to play, then you
Yeah,
can
that's pretty much.
see.
He's just
Broken
getting
character,
outplayed
actually.
because he's playing within Kirby's range and getting
it's
outplayed in that
unbeatable.
range.
Yeah, and Pisky's the kind of guy. Pisky gives me Dashy vibes in that like he will camp you,
Yeah.
or like he will make the game very slow if he
He wants to
feels.
control the pace.
Yeah,
at all
and he
times.
finds satisfaction in that. Like
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
he can feel that you're getting frustrated, then like he thrives off that.
Yeah. So our sort of minimal showing from Interstate is that we haven't seen
Yeah.
him take it seriously. So I don't know.
Yeah.
He played me in February, but that was
That's true.
True.
He
He
double
did
limped
play-
me. So
Yeah, he did double Emmy last time he came over.
yeah, because I never played him actually on my. He was the only PR player I missed out on playing, so that was cool
okay.
actually.
Yep.
And then I think set one, we played Corin Mitra. I'm on Aegis, he's on Corin, and I lose
Yep.
because this is when I was like kind of experimenting with the character.
Yep.
And then set two, we had Blessed Father. All right, I'm gonna go all Palutena, and then it's like he starts off Corin, but then I'm like, okay, this is a bit of a character diff here. Actually, I'm pretty sure Palutena.
You want character diffing for sure.
that matchup might be unwinnable for Corin actually.
It's pretty hard.
I actually was playing it yesterday with Bradley online. I was playing Corin. He's playing Palu. And it's like I just can't fucking land. It's like it's so impossible.
It's
And then he
tough.
switches like the only thing Corin can do is like keep juggling. But like
You have a
he switches to
teleport.
Mithra. I think game 3 after going down 0-2, and I'm pretty sure I get reverse swept. Like the Mithra is actually like
It's legit,
yeah,
right?
the Mithra is very good. Yeah, his Mithra is like I reckon it's probably the best in Australia. Like there's not like
Damn! Anthony! I keep
What?
saying it, bro. Come on.
have you played against him?
No, but I've got a lot of
Yeah,
faith.
you haven't played against any of these. You haven't played
Yes,
against any of these characters. No. Q's Mithra is like legit. Like it was like most oppressive advantage I've felt in a while.
It's good. Yeah.
He's very good.
There's probably like 4, maybe 5 characters I say he knows really well, and Pithra's
Yeah.
like at
Just
the top.
rotates
Of it.
I think if he goes all Aegis, he will do well. Like I think the other characters could be meme picks. The Corin's solid, but it's not a good enough character.
Well, I mean, when he played Ghost last night, he went down 0-2 with the Pithra and then reverse swept him with Corin.
Corin, yeah, in some matchups I can see Corin doing better, but like
it's 100% matchup stuff.
Yeah.
It's just which tools he feels are more important.
Yeah.
A matchup, but like the Pithra's fucking broken. So,
yeah,
like,
no,
Yeah.
he's really good with Aegis.
What's another player in the scene that you think could make some waves that wasn't at BAM?
John Bombo.
Yeah, John.
John
Oh,
Bombo.
mate.
I love John Bombo. He's so funny.
Yeah, he is pretty funny.
But yeah, he's actually been taking the game seriously for the
Wow.
last like month and a half. Like he's sort of been sitting at like 6th-ish on PR for the longest time. But like Tink, yeah. And he messes around with heaps of characters because Tink's like kind of average. And then every time he comes back and he's like, nah, I'm going solo Tink for a while. And then his results just like he won a weekly a few weeks ago. He has like a 5-1 record on Q across May. Like he's just got, Smash 4 veteran stuff, right? Like he's just been playing since 2015. He's played the same character since 2015,
Yeah.
and he's
like 8 years. You can't teach that. It's like easy.
He's got yeah, exactly, same sort of deal, right? He's just got every mix up, every sequence in his neutral is like down to a T and so solid. And like people aren't going to be used to Toon Link stuff, like
No.
because obviously there are links, there are young links everywhere. That character's completely fucking different.
Yeah,
Like-
the things that you have to worry about are totally different. Like
Completely
up tilts
different.
and
They're
the
not
tilts in general are like really scary.
the tilts on Tink are so much faster.
Better.
And combo
Oh, the
instead
forward
of
tilt, the forward
Forward
tilt.
tilt
Oh,
behind?
that's what I lost. That's how I lost my first set versus him.
up
It was
tilt
like-
is
yeah.
fucking broken. Like that move is insane.
Dash attack, down tilt.
Dash attack, yeah, dash attack. All his moves just come out so quickly, and they all link so nicely. Even if they're not true combos, they just put you in like that really shitty spot
Yeah.
where like it's guess
Yeah.
or get another hit. Like you just get looped for ages. And then like bomb fair will kill you at 70 sometimes. As
Just how it
fucking,
is.
good
Yeah.
fucking luck. Like he'll do like the
Pretty exciting.
bomb drop and then Z catch with up air to hit your shield.
Yeah.
And you got to guess whether you're getting hit by the bomb or the up air, and then the up air will combo into the bomb when he throws it. And it's just like there's so many mix-ups you have to deal with, and the character's just faster than Young Link, which I don't think like the frame data's
Yeah.
not necessarily faster.
run
like, in the
speed.
air or whatever, but the run speed is way faster, and it feels way it's a weird character that is more different than people probably think. And I
Yeah,
think
you guys got a lot of
definitely-
wacky characters.
we got all the weird shit.
Yeah, you got
Um,
Belmont. You got so many Ridleys. You have like Wii Fit, and then you get like the
Oddstack.
Piranha
Me Brawler's a
Plants.
wacko himself as well. Like,
Yeah.
And me,
Brawler's
bro,
kinda weird.
right? Like the
Yeah.
cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Now
missing
Steve,
a
right?
lot of we're missing a lot of top tiers, and we've got a lot of weird shit to
Yeah.
deal with.
Mhm.
The yeah. Well, not to transition too far away, but
Mhm.
the other thing I wanted to touch on is your stream. You're like a
My
streamer. That's like
Yeah.
so interesting.
I do that.
Well, okay, so it's kind of feels like a hub for SA kind of like very chill. Like you play like arenas and stuff like that. Like what's the decision behind all of it? Like just like fuck it, yeah, sure, I'm gonna do this thing as a community person. So
It was basically COVID driven, right? Like we started doing Wi-Fi weeklies for COVID, like lockdown back in 2020, and it was actually Stabby J who was streaming them initially.
yeah,
And then
I
one
remember
I
that.
remember that.
And then one night he wasn't available, so I said, "Fuck it, I've got a capture card and a webcam. I'll do it." And yeah, I just started like because I had all these people in chat. I'm like, "Oh, cool! It's just a way for all of us to sort of stay connected, right? Like people in chat or like even in VC with me doing stuff while we were all at home. It was a way to stay connected." And people seem
Goes
to
a
enjoy
long
me
way.
doing that long enough that I just kept going. And yeah, it went. I'd like to think it went a fair way in keeping people engaged with the scene. So like obviously we're still talking in Discord and whatever else most days while we're at home, but like it was something a bit more active to participate in.
Maybe you guys are only so active in Discord because of that. You know,
Maybe in part. I don't want to take.
Don't
all
want
the
to claim
credit.
ownership. Yeah,
I think when COVID happens, like a lot of if nothing actually happens, it becomes very very hard for a scene to feel as connected. I think.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like you're a small scene to begin with. It's not like you just have sheer numbers and stuff.
Yeah, that was it. We couldn't sort of just sort of try and base and thrive off of. Well, even if we lose 40%, we'll still be fine. It's like no, 40% is a lot of fucking people for us. Like,
Did you get newcomers in the scene out of your streams?
Yeah, we've had.
I have a sneaking suspicion, but yeah, go on.
We've had at least a couple that I know of. Like even one person who I'd never met, he even wasn't even very active in chat. Like he was active in chat a few times, and then like 6 months later, rocked up to the Arcadian.
wow.
And like made it out of pools at the Arcadian. And
Who was he?
His name was Baby Skills.
Oh.
Or Baby's Kill. We're not even sure how to fucking say it. It was all one word, and we're like, "Where's the gap? Where Baby's Skill?" He's a Joker player, and he just sort of rocked up. I'm like, "Wait, I know that name."
Yeah.
That
That's
was
crazy.
wild.
Yeah.
But that was super cool. Yeah, it's just something that we could do, and as you say, it sort of feels a bit more like a hub. Like I go live, we play games, or I just play on quick play, and we just have SA talking about the game together in chat and doing something on it.
I feel
It
like
was a
whatever.
bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bond sort of thing. So I'm not looking to go big with it or anything like that,
No,
or go
yeah.
crazy. It's just something to share in the community, right?
Yeah. I feel like interactive, relevant content to like an individual is like probably one of the best things you can provide to someone. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they're playing with people I know, and they're talking about stuff that I can't get anywhere else. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so cool. Like,
And then I started doing like set analysis for people and like watching sets back with people and talking about it that way and try to make it a little bit educational.
yeah, you're gonna go over
The
H10
teacher,
and
the
John
teacher
Bombo?
aspect comes back.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've got to do something to help, people improve, right? That's the responsibility of top players. So not a lot of them would necessarily agree with me on that, but
That's a different
Responsibility is
rabbit hole.
interesting. Yeah,
That is an entirely different topic that we can go pretty in depth over.
because it's more
for another
like
time.
to what the individual wants. Like,
yeah,
by
what they're looking
proxy
at
of like, if they want to get better, they need to make sure other people around them are getting better in order for
Yeah.
them to get better, right?
yeah.
And I'm pretty
Like,
sure
there's
most top
definitely-
players would say that they want to get better, right? So
There's definitely a personal aspect to that as well. Like if everyone improves, I have to improve to stay ahead and all that sort of thing. But like even as the TO, like I want to see the scene thrive. And even after I stop doing that, perhaps you want to continue to see it thrive without me.
yeah,
Yeah.
And so that sort of drives a lot of the motivation for everyone to improve if they can. Do what I can to help that.
I was just gonna say my sneaking suspicion. I mean, I wasn't really gonna say like specific names, but it was more so that I remember one person in particular that came to mind during COVID. So COVID had like a bunch of streams. Like there was some like Oz streams going on and stuff. I remember like one of the streams was like I mean, it was just lockdown, so like we didn't have anything to do, right? And then I like was in chat of like some stream, and they were just like doing arena battles, and I see Tin Man, who's like this Ryu player, right? And
Yeah.
no one's heard of this guy before, right? But I that was the first time I met him, right? And I was just like, oh yeah, and then I play him a bit in the streams and stuff, and it's just like, oh yeah, he's all right. And then he kind of just like dwells in the Twitch online arena era, like of
Yeah.
his own, and you just
There's
get a lot of
handful.
you get a lot of kids like that, right? Because
Yeah, absolutely.
they live off Twitch, they live off like online, especially if you can't go outside.
Yeah,
and
Kappa.
then Tin Man comes to locals, right? And then he starts doing really well. And there is like a built incentive,
yeah,
that comes
absolutely.
from. And I think that's like somewhat of an underrated aspect about streaming. You'll find is that you get a lot of people that are like hungry, but they have no outlet to like show
They
it.
don't have the means or
Yeah.
like they don't know where to go. Or
But then you give
something
that
like
interaction, and then that
Yeah. And
creates a lot
suddenly
of motivation.
now they know someone who's going to be at the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of that parasocial sort of shit, right? But they know of someone who's going
But
to
it
be
goes
at
it
that
goes a
event
long way.
and
It doesn't even
stuff.
have to be parasocial. It's just like, oh, this is like a face that I can like put.
recognize and put to the
right?
scene. Yeah, absolutely. I've definitely. I mean, Fen is someone that I bullied into. He's a streamer himself, as opposed to someone in chat. But like, it was someone who got me to raid Fen, and they're like, "He's from SA." I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean? There's a Smash streamer from SA who's not coming to our events?"
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I'm in his chat, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That's cool as.
And he rocks up to his first event and beats Goon, who's like top 15.
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, motherfucker, where have you been? Like, what are you doing?
Just a hidden gem in the rough.
Hidden gem, yeah, absolutely.
And then now it's just like a part of your community. Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's just a regular part of our community, hanging out, which is really, really cool.
So that happens.
So yeah, the Twitch space has been pretty helpful. And I mean, like, me doing it sort of led the way to actually starting streaming our weekly. We didn't have a weekly stream in like 2019 when we started doing it. So it just sort of expanded on our skills that way as well, being able to watch back our sets and everything else like that. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
That's so cool. All right.
I think Connor wants to be you in the future.
We'll see how we go. Anthony,
Yep.
did you have any questions? Just like,
Any questions?
well, cause like, hey man, Ernest said 7:00, so
Oh shoot, yeah.
Did he?
Jesus.
yeah.
You guys can feel free to keep on keep streaming. Or not streaming, like recording. I'm just gonna probably dip in the next few minutes.
Okay.
That's all good.
That's cool.
But yeah. Anything you wanted to shoot off, Anthony, while we're still here?
No, not really.
Being a silent Sally.
Sounds
yeah,
to ask the GOAT, Brad Taicho.
Noot's been to SA. He knows us.
Yeah,
You know what?
Alright.
I'll say this. Anthony always refers to you as like the dude that will fuck him up the hardest, and he just has like Anthony's
beat
like
him.
a bit of like
I can't-
Flo.
Nah,
he's
he
a bit
beat
of
Flo.
a
He beat
hysterical.
Flo.
He's a bit of a drama queen, so
the
he'll
actual-
like talk about like Elden Lords and shit, and be like, I just can't beat these people,
It's-
and you're like the top of the
Taicho's
you're
an
like,
Alec-
the Floyd one is
you're like
a bit of a
millennia.
joke. It's a bit of a joke. Like the actual answer probably is you. Like it was the first time I just come in because obviously my only other interstate experience before coming to South Australia was I played at Christmas.
Mhm.
Like all right, I actually played the two losses I had were like pretty close to Queensland PR.
Yeah.
And so when I came to SA, like, oh, this is a weaker region actually. Like, I think it's a weaker region. So I might be able to
remember
squeeze
hearing
it.
that.
I didn't think I said this out loud. This was in my head. But like,
Oh.
You can just
I'm
look
never-
at your face though.
I'm
Bro, that's why he's an
never-
Elden Lord. He can mind read you.
I've never. No. Okay.
No, I heard from others that you had said that we were a weaker region and that you thought you could take it.
Ooh.
So
I thought I could get. No,
Drama?
I thought I could reasonably get PR. I wasn't gonna crack top 5 or anything, but I was like, all right, I could probably get PR. I played some of the players on Wi-Fi and beaten them, like they were on PR.
yeah, Wi-Fi's
But then,
good, yeah.
But I knew I would struggle versus obviously the top 2. It was playing against you was like harder than I thought. I knew it was already gonna be hard, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
So you keep talking about that faithful battle, but like, what actually happened?
Which one? Do you want to talk about the Palo set or the Joker set?
All I know is like in Elden Ring, you have like the shrines where they talk about like a historic event, but like in
okay.
not detail. It's just like, yeah,
All
this
the
is
big
like
swords
the,
and stuff, right?
this is the land where Millennia humiliates Godric, whatever,
Well,
and
she's
like
like-
that's all Anthony talks about. He's just like, I just got fucked, and I'm just like, what happened? Like, are you?
Like I got like any like small mistake I did like insta punished. It's like I've pressed the B button when I thought it was a good idea too. Like he's already dashing at me. Like I've
Yeah,
like
whiff
whiffed
punish.
I've whiffed a forward slightly. Fucking like I'm eating 60%. It's like Jesus Christ. And then
Yeah.
that's what led me to believe like this matchup's like impossible. Obviously it's not.
Yeah, it was basically everything in neutral went wrong,
Yeah.
and then you DI'd pretty much everything wrong
Wrong. Yeah.
and died. Even it's just like really simple tricks like dash attack crosses up if you space it or not if you space it, and like
If you overshoot
if you
it.
don't space it right and you don't cross up, it's shield grabbable. If you do cross up and you try to shield grab, you're now grabbing the wrong way. So like I crossed him up, he tried to shield grab, he gets F smashed and his DI is shit, so he dies at center stage at like 80.
Oh.
And it's just like shit like that was the whole set. It was pretty funny.
That's
Elden
not,
Lord.
it seems as that matchup doesn't seem like it seems pretty good for Greninja off the get go. Like if no one really knows what they're doing, then I think like it can be pretty because
it's
a lot
like-
of the time the default for
Yeah.
Palos are just jumping a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, it's a bit of a weird one because like Palo's the queen of air to air, so Gran can't jump in that matchup very much.
But then you're
So
the
it's-
ultimate with Punisher at the same time. It's
But
like
yeah, the ultimate whiff punisher. So if you just play it grounded, like you can just fuck her for trying to play neutral.
Yeah,
which
and
is
I'm going
really
to
funny.
whiff moves because I'm a bad player. Like it's just
Yeah, and then you just would like auto reticle at bad spacing, and he can just
Yeah.
run under auto reticle and get a fucking free 60% combo.
Yeah.
And
Do you
shit like
have
that.
much matchup experience against Palos?
Palo? Jacko is like a Diddy Palo co-main.
yeah.
And Ghost tried Palo at one stage, and he never beat me with Palo. Like,
Yep.
it was actually at the start of this game. I lost to Jacko like 5 times in a row against his Palo, and as the PT, so I was like, I've got to learn how to beat this character like desperately.
Yeah, and
so-
that's
and then I lost
very,
to
changes very quickly. Palu does pretty decently into PT, I think.
Yeah,
Sure.
I tend to agree because I always lost that matchup. And then I lost to Smesti's Palo at Big Win Champs because
Yeah.
I didn't know that matchup. Like I'd not played the Grand Palo matchup at that point, and I
First
lost
time.
it the first time, and I'm like, nah, I'm learning it. Fuck it. Like, and then I don't think I've lost to Palu since,
Damn.
Okay.
like at all.
So
And so yeah,
you're out of luck, Anthony.
even the ghost Palu, like, nah.
Yeah, and that Palu's better than yours. Like, let's be real.
Well, Anthony's bringing
Not,
out the
not now. It
he's bringing
might
out
have
the
been at
Palu,
that point, but
bringing out the
like,
Palu against Greninja. Oh, not the Palu, like the
The
Aegis.
I'll play Palu. No, because like even Aegis, I feel like Greninja. That's like you struggle that matchup at the start, but I feel like Greninja like does pretty well.
it's like I think it's +1 Gran.
Really?
It,
That's
it-
interesting.
It might be even at like a top level, but I think it's fine.
I'm just thinking, what do you do about like the fast stuff Mithra can do?
Yeah.
Or like on the ground, because Mithra doesn't really need to jump. She can just like
Mithra's broken. I hate the Mithra matchup.
Oath, brother.
right. But I guess it's just when it comes to Pyra, then it becomes like very very
Mithra
comfortable.
is not playable against Gran most of the time, but like Mithra just does like unreactable shit into like
When your dash
Very
attack is
hard-
beating
very
your
hard
dash
to whip.
attack, it's like
very hard to whiff punish in most scenarios. Like does a lot of unreactable bullshit that I
she's
find
the whiff
very
punch
very hard
queen
to deal
as
with.
well. So it's
I
like
find her very very hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Even if I still beat Q's Pithra most times, but it's definitely the character I've lost to him the most at. Like, or his character I've lost to the most times.
and it doesn't help that like you always cop like a 70 out of a juggle, even if like
Oh
there's
my
too many
God.
frame traps as well, and it's just like
It's
unnerving.
automatic frame traps. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't have to read anything. She just swings and then reacts to the air dodge as well. Like you don't have to read. It's
Yeah.
just
And then
I
Nair
don't
has
know.
that last
Yeah.
hit.
is the same. Like
Yeah.
you just it's the same shit, right? Like they get to swing and also catch if the swing doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's
Pretty
like
good
the
character.
longest dash in the game as well.
it sucks.
I think now that I've like obviously back when I came first, I was very uncomfortable as Greninja, and like I like since I basically had one way of playing, it's like well obviously like it's just I'm just gonna automatically lose, but I think since then I'm a bit more of a dynamic player, and I understand
Probably.
the matchup a bit more as well. So like
Probably.
I think I would put up a better fight now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouts
I-
to
I think,
Victoria.
I think,
definitely
I think the
think
matchup on FD is like still unplayable, but like on every other stage it's fine.
Pretty
Platforms,
bad. Yeah, no, don't give me FD.
Yeah, yeah.
it's really
But-
bad.
But no, I'm probably gonna come like next month,
Awesome.
like after Phantom. So
Hey.
we'll see, yeah.
But yeah, that was the origin of that Eldritch horror that you might hear. and then the next set we played, he tried Joker, and I think he
Yeah,
took
it just went horrible. It went
He,
horrible.
he took one stock,
Stock,
I
yeah.
think, in the
So-
set, which was pretty cool.
You're going
Yeah.
next month to SA. Are you going any other time to SA this year, Anthony? By any
I'll
chance?
be going. Period. So
I mean, I'll probably
nice
go-
to talk to you, Taicho.
Oh,
okay.
don't.
Thank you, honest.
No.
Alright.
The layout. No. Fuck.
It's ruined.
It's actually ruined. Whatever. All right. Yes, I was gonna quickly, guys, go to Big Cheese.
Yeah, I was
Three.
gonna say we've got about 5-10 minutes left anyway.
Yeah.
Please come to Big Cheese. It's at a new venue, which is gonna be fun for us. And the main draw, I'm sure for everyone, we run a bar in house the whole weekend, so you can
Drink.
get on the piss as soon as you drown in pools.
Earth.
Yay!
Yay. That's
No
what
I
I'll be
love
doing.
that.
here. No drowning here.
Drown fam, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a smash major. Like, what more do you want at this point? Like,
Yeah.
we finally get to do that again.
October 10th.
Go to it. October 28th to 30th.
30th. Yeah.
We'll be having the pre-local probably Friday. Maybe also Thursday, definitely Wednesday, if not. And I would love to see everyone there. We got like 150 3 years ago at Big Cheese 2. I would love
Is it
to
150 for Smash Ultimate or for like the whole event?
for Ultimate. We got
Yeah, okay.
150
That's really good. Yeah.
a few years ago, and we'd love to see more of that. Obviously, Vic always makes it out. Like there were like 40 Victorians out of that 150 players.
Jesus.
Like an enormous Vic turnout because it's pretty cheap to come to Adelaide usually. So I'd love to see that again. Can't wait to see you guys there.
We'll be there.
Good, yeah.
I want
That's
to
what
know,
I like
yeah.
to hear.
Well,
Absolutely.
yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about everything. So, yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
It was
Appreciate
cool.
it immensely.
Yes, and make sure to check out twitch.tv/Brad_Taicho if you haven't already. Drop
That's the
by.
one.
the
Say
wholesome
hello.
stream. Yeah, sub or whatever. I don't know. You get to song requests and
If you're
stuff.
willing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You get to do all sorts of stuff. I analyze sets for subscribers if you want. Otherwise, there's just fucking emotes of Kermit falling
Beautiful.
over or nodding at people if you like responding sarcastically to
Kermit
people
nod.
in other streams. Yeah, the Kermit nod. It's good.
Pog. All right, we're
Yeah.
going. Bye.
Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.